Many of you who may listen to me on the radio, well, all of a sudden I'm faced with the fact that you're looking right at me. And so you're not only hearing my words now, but you're looking at my expressions. So if I'm a little antsy at first, please forgive me, because this is a maiden voyage for me and the first look for you. The goal of this show is to provide you with information packets that you can use so that you can stay connected in a world that's becoming increasingly complex with regard to your well-being. What do you do? Technology? What about alternative medicine? What's safe? What's not? This is a very, very difficult time, and a time where the cost of care, your health care, is going up, and where the cost of care is so high already, and yet the return that you're getting for your dollar in healthcare is so poor as compared to other places in the world that it puts us in a crisis, an incredible crisis. Is it Obamacare? Is it the answer from the Tea Party, or the potential answer from the Republican Party? What's right for you? I don't know that I have the answers, but I want to offer you the options. And I want to start off with something. Many of you, whether you have kids or you don't, have had to address or will address the issue of lice. Why? Because we have a world where people are traveling on airplanes more and more. And so if somebody has something in their hair, lice, little insects that do suck a little blood out of your head, but they themselves are not particularly dangerous. They cause itching, they cause nits. Moms and dads know about this. Oftentimes there are epidemics in schools. Kids get them from saying, hey, can I borrow your hat? And it turns out that the kid that they're borrowing it from has lice. So lice, well, it's an epidemic. It's all around the world. It's a big issue here in the United States. It does not imply that somebody's dirty, okay? So if Susan gets lice from your next door neighbor, it doesn't mean that they have bad hygiene, and we should get over that idea. Nor does it imply that if Susan gets lice, that you are not teaching her adequate hygiene, that she's not bathing enough, shampooing, etc. Forget about it. It is an insect, and it spreads very quickly. It's not related to hygiene. It's uncomfortable, sometimes unsightly. The hair can get clumped up with what are called nits, which are the lice themselves, or their babies, the eggs that form in a protective kind of coating and get stuck to your hair. So lice, well, it's all around, and you can get it no matter what your financial status is or where you live. The question is how you treat it. And the reason that I'm bringing this up is because just recently the FDA approved a new drug that's for lice, and it's approved for kids 4 years old and up, and you can't use it below that because this particular product has benzyl alcohol in it, which when you put on your skin is rapidly absorbed and could be potentially toxic, maybe even neurologically or neurotoxic. Okay, so why am I talking to you? Well, I'm not here to give you an ad for that product. In fact, I don't understand. I haven't got a clue as to why everybody are using prescription drugs and they're excited about this new drug. You know, the easiest way to deal with lice is to choke them. How do you do that? You suffocate them by putting something like Vaseline in the hair of your kids or in your hair, or you can use mineral oil, covering the area really well. Then maybe you use some kind of a plastic cover over the head, maybe a shower cap. And I did this with our kids when there was an epidemic once at their school. You then vacuum the area because little spores or the lice themselves might be living along the edges of where the wall and the floor meet. And you vacuum that area. Maybe you even clean it with a little bit of lemon oil. You vacuum the carpet, sheets and clothes that may have been exposed. You really don't need to clean anything, which I know is expensive. What you can do is put it in the dryer. That's what we did with our stuff. That kills them out. Put it in the dryer. Leave it overnight. Make it into a game with the kids, or if you have it yourself, I don't know, occupy yourself with a good TV or a good book. And in the morning, you wake up, shower, clean it off. True, it's sticky, it's gooey, it's safe. You don't need to spend a lot of money. And then I would repeat it in a week. To me, the idea of getting prescription drugs, which can be potentially toxic, is insane. We're in an economy where you want to spend as little money as you can, and when you do it, when you spend your money, you want it to be judicious. Well, why would you buy drugs when you can use a little mineral oil, cheap, you get in a pharmacy, any place, and or Vaseline. And I'm not here to make an advertisement about Vaseline. It could be any petroleum jelly. The sticky, gooey stuff suffocates the lice and suffocates the eggs that need to breathe. Simple, cheap, safe, effective, most important, safe. And by the way, the nits, they get stuck in the hair. That gooey stuff from Vaseline or from mineral oil makes it much easier. You get a little nit comb. They're sold separately in a lot of the stores. And you can get a nit comb because those clumps are called nits. And you can just comb them out of the kids' hairs. We did it in a bathtub. Kids had a great time. We made it into a game. You can too, and you can do it cheaply. So that's my first piece of advice to you on this maiden voyage that we're taking with Dr. BTV. What I want things to be are practical and safe, and I want you to have my angle on things from years of experience.